Hi, my name is Rebecca Garcia. I prefer to go by Becky. Growing up, my parents only called me Rebecca if I was in trouble. So I relate Rebecca with being in trouble. I'm sure that some of you may relate to that. This is my first time back to real school in over 20 years. I went to massage college when I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, but that is a vocational type of school. Yes, I learned about anatomy and physiology and lots of other subjects, but it wasn't an intense college atmosphere. This is real. There is a degree at the end of this journey, not merely a certificate. One of the things that I did not learn growing up was how to study. I'm still learning ways to study. I kind of looked over my notes and hoped for the best. This is not a very effective strategy, so I will talk about effective study strategies. There are three major learning styles. They are visual, auditory, and tactile. This goes along with three of the five senses: touching, hearing, and seeing. Knowing what your primary style of learning can be a great tool in helping you learn more effective study skills that, when used enough, will become effective study habits. Visual learners learn best when they can read and see pictures, graphs, or any other visual aids. Visual learners tend to recall pictures and graphs. They have a tendency to picture in their mind what they are trying to remember. Auditory learners, on the other hand, need to hear things. They tend to remember how things sound and are good listeners. They will do much better following and recalling instructions that were spoken over instructions that were written down. The final type of learning style is tactile or touch. A tactile learner needs to touch things, break them down, and see how they work in order to learn and remember. Here are some strategies to help the visual learner. First and foremost, the visual learner will do best when sitting in front of the class. This helps you see the teacher or professor. You are able to pick up on visual cues from the teacher. Using different colored highlighters or pens will help you color code your notes. Typing handwritten notes using different fonts, italicizing and bolding important ideas will help them stand out at a glance as well. Also, watching videos on the topics that you are studying will help your recall. The use of flashcards is also a great tool, but visual learners need to limit the amount of information on the flashcards. They also need to make sure that where they are studying is free of visual distractions. Some strategies for the auditory learners is using a recording device or app in class. This will aid in taking and going over your notes later. Participating in class discussions and study groups that talk things out will be very helpful. Sitting in the front of the class is also going to be helpful. Going over your notes out loud will help as well. When studying, make sure that your area is free of any auditory distractions. Finally, here are some strategies for the tactile learners. Playing with a stress ball or tapping your foot will help the learner stay focused. Taking frequent breaks while studying and studying in short intervals as opposed to cramming all night. Using your finger as a guide while reading and going over notes. The key to that is keeping your mind engaged and active. I have seen firsthand in myself and my children the art of procrastination. This is the art of doing everything but your homework or studying. There are many tips on how to deal with this exact situation. The one that I found most promising was from the University of California. They list a 7-day procrastination elimination plan. On Monday, make it meaningful. If you have been avoiding a task or a project, take a few minutes to write down all the benefits of completing it. List what the benefits of completing it will be. On Tuesday, break it apart. Take the big project and break it down into smaller chunks, something small and manageable that you can do in 15 minutes or less. Make a list of what needs to be done and cross it off as you finish. This way you have the visual aid of seeing your accomplishments. On Wednesday, write an intention statement. Carry it with you and post it where you can see it. So you have to do a term paper, but you've been avoiding it. Write down your intention, something like this. I intend to make a list of 10 possible topics for my paper by 8 p.m. tonight. I will reward myself with an hour of guilt-free, pleasurable reading. On Thursday, tell everyone. This will help keep you accountable. On Friday, find a way to reward yourself. Don't use going to a movie if you plan on going anyway. The key to this is actually indulge in something that you wouldn't normally. You worked hard. You kept your word to yourself. Now go enjoy the reward. On Saturday, settle it now. Just do it. Once you are done for the day, savor the feeling of knowing that you're finished for the day. On Sunday, say no. If you find that you have no intention of completing a certain task, then drop it. Be honest and let go of the guilt that you're carrying around and move on. In conclusion, there are three main types of learning styles: visual, auditory, and tactile. There are many different tips and strategies that will help each style. The key is to find out what your learning style is first. Then try out the different tips and strategies. Keep trying until you find strategies that work for you. Not every tip will work for everyone. Don't give up. Continue working and learning.